Like, are you guys? Was that a re-emphasis at some point to really kind of?
It's a big part of playing defense. Yeah, leading with a stick, you can take time and space before the body gets there. You take time and space with the stick on puck. We continue to work at that. It's a huge part of playing away from the puck.
It's anticipation too, right? Like kind of a combo of the two.
Yeah. It's trying to get there quicker before your body gets there, and this can be a tool defensively. And so you need to extend it whenever you can to try to break up plays that they're trying to play through you.
How does that go with staying above the puck? Do they kind of go hand in hand a little bit?
Well, no. Playing above the puck, your legs are moving. Playing defense with your stick and stick on puck, it's in all areas of the ice. And, it's a big part of playing defense right now.
I think we've asked a couple of times about Gavrikov recently, but are you seeing a guy that at both ends of the ice is playing at a high level?
Yeah, he continues to improve, and I think feels confident with offense. I think he has good anticipation skills as far as when to go in offensively. Scores a goal the other night, but just hanging around out in the island. Gets in the way defensively. Yeah, he is a guy that has improved in all facets of his game.
At this point in the season, almost halfway into it, with a lot of those young guys, Tessier, Gavrikov, Robinson, are you starting to feel like you kind of are knowing more about those guys, and you're starting to see some of the things that like maybe Yarmo and those guys were telling you about?
Oh yeah. You once you spend some time with them, their practice habits, how they play, the positives of their game, the things they need to work on. Sure, we're familiar, and it's one of the. I guess if you want to call it a plus, when you have so many injuries as we have, we get to see firsthand of these guys how Lilia has gone about his McInnes, right on through. So when there's injuries, I think in the big picture, it helps you long term. We get a better look at them and see what they are, and the way some of them played, there's going to be some decisions to be made here if we start getting some guys back.
George, I got the sense last night just from listening to you in postgame that you feel like that group is gelling together, not feeling like they're up here as temporary fixes, but they're kind of pulling together and feeling like they're, becoming more and more.
They want to stay.
Yeah.
The guys that have been in Cleveland, and they'll get the opportunity with the amount of injuries that we do have, they want to stay. And so they're, as I said after the game last night, the hunger of it and the tightness of it and just the hardness of it, how they play, has turned it into, you can see it gelling as a team. So as we go through and people start getting healthy, and we've got some really good players that are out, that they're going to come back into our lineup. But this is really healthy for the organization as you're going through a tough time as far as the rash of injuries that we have.
Is it a real credit to this organization that you guys have been able to lose as many guys as you have, and you're still able to put in guys like McInnes and Lilly and not really miss many beats?
Yeah, we got a good group of people that, quite honestly, those are the hardest working people in the organization, are those guys, those scouts that are spending their winters going to all the tournaments, all to these rinks out in who knows where. And trying to find people, trying to make assessments on people, reports every night after they watch a game. It's one of the parts of an organization that isn't spoken too much about, but it's the most important part of the organization. So we've got some really good people there.
Have you noticed a difference in Lilia from his first stint?
Yeah, again, he hasn't played a whole bunch. You got to watch more games. I give him high marks just how he handled himself last night when he takes a big hit, gets up and plays, and happy he scores his first goal. He's a guy that I felt when he was here that I can count on in a lot of different areas. He's done the job on the wall. I think he can bounce him around. So his second stint coming here, he certainly hasn't disappointed.
You've had a couple of guys do that, take big hits, and then, Andrew Peak did it when he got the puck in the face, came back, bounced back. That's a sign that these guys will do anything to get out of there.
Yeah, and it's, I think we get, like I said last night, I try to say it in respect because we had a player injured. We forget that's part of the game. You get hit in the face with a puck, that's part of the game. You get a body check and you get shaken up. That's part of the game. I don't want us to get all crazy about how great this is. This is part of the game. And I think it's part of the game that has been missing, has kind of gone away, in where there is body checking allowed. And I'm glad we're not, like I told the team in between periods, guy gets hit hard, don't put your hands up in the air looking for a penalty. We're not going to play that way. You get hit hard, you get an opportunity to hit back hard, hit back hard. That's the way the game's supposed to be played. And I think this group here has kind of, Nick has had a couple of big fights. Andy has a fight when he was in, when he felt he needed to. I think it brings a tightness to the group, and I think it's the proper way to play.